Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the absolutely wild first chapter of the web novel, The Chronicles of a God. Now, this is a story that looks at the rules of reincarnation and just throws them right out the window.
So the story opens with this huge cosmic statement. It's basically telling us right from the get-go that we're not just dealing with a single world. Nope, we're talking about an infinite multiverse of possibilities. It really sets the stage for a journey on a truly epic scale. I mean, this is the classic question of the whole isekai genre, right? You die, you get a second chance in another world, but this story takes it a step further. It asks what happens when the person being reincarnated decides, you know what, I'm going to take control of this whole process.
All right, let's get right into it. We're going to meet our protagonist, a guy named Nova, just moments before his life is about to take a very, very sharp turn.
Now, Nova is not your typical hero. He's not some tragic victim either. His one defining trait, even as he's literally bleeding out on the street from a gunshot, is just this deep, unshakable boredom. He is completely, totally over it.
And these are his final thoughts. It's not some wish for peace or a desperate cry for help. It's just a casual, almost off-the-cuff promise to himself. And this one line, it basically becomes the mission statement for his entire next life.
And the shift is instantaneous. The second he's free from his physical body, all that boredom just evaporates. And what's left is this cold, calculating ambition. He goes from being a passive observer of his own life to an active, hardcore manipulator of his own destiny.
Okay, so this is where things get really fun. Nova doesn't just play the reincarnation game. He recognizes that the system he's in is based on a popular anime, Tensura, and he immediately decides to hack it. The story just completely sidesteps any kind of survival plot and jumps straight into pure wish fulfillment. So instead of just, accepting whatever random powers the system gives him, like most characters would, he starts issuing commands. It's literally like he's typing in cheat codes. He knows the rules of this universe, and he starts exploiting them from second one.
And his approach is just so cold and logical. It's ruthlessly efficient. Before he even thinks about getting cool offensive powers, he starts getting rid of all his weaknesses. And first on the list, pain.
Next up, he goes for the ultimate cheat code, the Lord of Wisdom, Raphael's Skell. Think of it like a supercomputer that can do all the thinking for him, analyzing everything and making calculations at, impossible speeds.
And then, just to be absolutely sure, he makes the boldest request you can imagine. He basically says, give me all the other skills too. And for some reason, the system just says yes. So in just a few seconds, he's gotten more power than most heroes get in an entire series. It's nuts! So, okay, he's got godlike power. How does his new life actually start? Well, he gets a new body, and it's maybe a little fluffier than you'd expect. He wakes up as this awesome nine-tailed fox inside a cave that's just pulsing with magic. And who's the first person he meets? Oh, just Veldora, the storm dragon. Only one of the most powerful and chaotic beings in the entire universe. No big deal. So Veldora, this bored dragon, decides to name him Nova Tempest. Now, in this world, that's a huge deal. When a powerful being names a monster, it triggers a massive evolution. So Nova's already insane power level just goes completely off the charts. And during this crazy evolution, that super skill he got, Raphael, becomes something more. It actually evolves into a fully sentient, self-aware AI named Seal. So he didn't just get a power-up, he got a partner.
This new voice just pops into his head, introducing itself as his loyal partner for all eternity. And before Nova can even figure out what's going on, Seal is already hard at work, analyzing and optimizing all of his infinite skills to be as efficient as possible.
All right, so just when you think you've got a handle on where this power fantasy is going, the story pulls the rug right out from under you with its biggest reveal yet.
I mean, even Veldora, a being of truly immense power, is just completely stunned. He literally can't process this sheer, overwhelming energy that's just pouring off of this nine-tailed fox that appeared out of thin air.
So yeah, the transformation is absolute. The bored, powerless human is completely gone, and in his place is this godlike being who isn't just okay with chaos, he's actively excited to go out and cause it.
And this is the question that changes everything, especially if you know the original Tensura story. The hero of that world, a slime named Rimuru, is supposed to be in this cave with Veldora, but he's not here.
And here comes the answer. Nova reveals that this isn't the timeline we know. It's an alternate universe, an AU, where the main character, Ramiro, was actually reincarnated as a girl.
And Veldora's reaction to this isn't confusion, it's excitement. For him, the idea of having not one but two unbelievably powerful reincarnated beings running around and shaking things up, well, that's the best entertainment he could possibly imagine. So really, the big takeaway here is that this story knows exactly what it is. It's a power fantasy that takes all these familiar ideas, reincarnation, OP skills, a famous setting, and then it just twists them just enough to make something totally new and unpredictable.
And that really leaves us with the central question of the whole story. It's not about the struggle for power, it's about what happens when power is absolute from the very beginning. When you start at the top, what is there left to do but just have fun?